Hello and welcome back to another video. For those who've watched the channel before, this watch might look familiar. It's my own Casio WQV-1, which was the world's first camera watch released by Casio in 2000. I did a video on this comparing it with the WQV-10, which was the last one, and then there was also another video in which I looked at the WQV-2 and 3. Because I never had them all at the same time. Now this is another excuse to look at the first one, because not only do I have this original one, but I now also have it in metal as well, and we'll look at the differences there. And on top of that, I also have the wrist camera PC link kit, so I'll discuss that as well. So first of all, I'll briefly revisit the watch. So as mentioned, it came out in two versions, the WQV-1, a resin one and a metal one. Now I collect Casios, and they're predominantly black with a few white ones, but I predominantly collect black plastic ones. I don't really wear metal watches, it's just something I don't do. And so this was a must for the collection. So basically you have the date and time. You press the button here, it will show the last photo you took. Back on the home screen, if you press the middle, you can go to a different date time function. And when you go through the options, you basically play the last image you took. You can set an alarm, a countdown timer, a stopwatch, the ability to transmit to a PC or another watch, which we'll look at in a moment. And when you're taking a photo, you push this to take the photo, and then when it's open, you adjust using this button up here to say whether it's indoor 50 Hz, which you use in the UK, 60 in America, or outdoors. And then generally it likes high contrast and a lot of light. So if you were taking a photo of this, you can see it's coming up on there now. So a really lovely watch. Now this is the first time I've actually thought that the metal version is nicer. So here, all the same features, as you can see, go through here. But the condition of this one is absolutely fantastic. There's some very light wear on the straps here, going around, but the screen is lovely. It's got a nice size on the strap and a nice weight to it compared to the resin version. You can see the size difference here, and what I'll do is I'll show you it on my wrist. So first of all, we have this one. So you can see it's quite a chunky watch and a reasonably high profile from the side, and the strap's quite thin, which almost makes the resin version stand out a bit more with the watch part. I'll now put on the metal version, which still has all its links in, so it's a little large on me, but you'll get the idea. It's one of those these fastening mechanisms, and you can see with this one here, the chunkiness of the strap really seems to complement the proportions of the watch and blend it all in together. So I think it's really nice looking. I haven't decided which one I'm going to keep, but because the rest of my collection is resin and I can't afford to keep them both, it's a little bit indulgent. I'll probably end up keeping this and selling this one and maybe having buyer's remorse. So again, everything works fine. You know, if I want to take a photo, it tells me I've got 100 there. I'll hold up the box, take a photo. You'll see that's been taken on there, and then when you go to playback, you can see the image there. As a reminder for those with it, sometimes it'll do a little countdown. It's almost like a built-in check. So sometimes so when you take a photo, what you can also do is you can press the middle button, which does a split screen, so you can take one photo then the other and it merges them, and then the final version is supposed to be an artistic one. I will now move on to the Shall I move on to the box? No, what I'll do is I'll talk about transmitting between the two. In fact, no, I'll go to the box. So I'll go to the box next. So the idea was that you could take your photo and then transmit via infrared. So your infrared camera on here to your PC. And to do that, you would buy the Wrist Camera PC Link Kit. And inside here, this one in particular, it works. It's got the 9-pin communication port, Windows 95, 98, and this version here just has the the PC Link software and the infrared adapter. So when you look in here, take this out, you get, this is really nice, you've got your software, user documentation, infrared adapter certificate, and also a mention about the software and end user license. So there's some paperwork there. You then have the 9-pin connector, and this isn't like it's ever been used at all. So if I just gently take that out, you would have this infrared port. You'd plug this into your computer, transmit to the computer, and using the software it would receive it. And again, a really nice feature with this box is that the software is still here and it's still sealed as well. Now, I wanted to see if I could get it working because someone asked me in a previous video if I had found a way to get it onto the computer. I searched and searched and searched online, and I was only able to find the version 2 and version 3 software. This uses version 1. They don't use different versions. So that was the first stopping point for me. I did go to the extent of buying the adapter. So this is a 9-pin adapter, so I could plug that into here and plug that into the computer. But even with this, it recognized this, but it didn't recognize the IR device. And because it didn't recognize the IR device, I then didn't want to ruin this software, taking it out of its packaging to then find the software didn't work. So that's where I stopped there, but it's not to say it couldn't possibly work. I'm probably going to keep hold of this. I haven't decided. I'll either include it or I'll keep hold of it. But having a search online, it turned out that there were other camera link kits, which is why I think there's a bit of a so the watch wouldn't have come with this, but if you see the packaging, it looks like something should be there. And it seems that some of the kits did include this kind of adapter which would sit inside there, and also a kind of 2x magnifier that would go over the camera and magnify the photos that you were taking. So I wasn't able to use the software and the IR transmitter to get it onto the computer, but what I was able to do was transmit between the two watches. So what you do on there is you move all the way down to the gone past it, typical. Go down all the way down to IR communication. You change it to other, or do it on the other one as well. Others. This one I'm going to tell it to send. This one I'm going to tell it to receive. So receive, send. That's a photo of my business card. Yeah, cheesy, I know. Hold them about this far apart. Wait. And it'll either say error or it'll say okay. Now, because I'm recording, it'll probably say error, but let's see. There you go, it says okay. Pops up, it's sent over there, and you're all done. So that's how you can send pictures using the IR between both of them. But in summary, an absolutely fantastic watch. You know, it was so innovative at the time. It's a great piece of tech that you can kind of wear, and people don't really know unless they know. The metal one has got some really nice proportions with the strap. You've seen them all working, and also I've shared the the PC link kit, which comes with the sealed software, the IR receiver, some nice paperwork, and potentially I'll pop that into the box as well. That was essentially £10 just to try and see if I could get that to work. So I'll see how much use I would ever get out of that. But I hope you've enjoyed the video. Great watch, and until the next one, take care and see you.